falava.
In just 2 years since American Samoa Mission officially became a mission, many challenges threaten the progress and growth of God's work. The first one is when we bid farewell to our first appointed president and his family. Pastor Kenneth Lele Fuliese short-lived his tenure because of medical reasons. Another one was a global pandemic shutdown and a looming recession, among other global threats, were just unfortunate ordeals that deemed possible giants to strike or slow down the work of God in our small and young mission. Despite all that, the church was steadily progressed. It is a testament of the powerful leading hand of an all-powerful God we serve. Here are some of the highlights testifying God's divine leading in His work in American Samoa. Our membership is now at 2,343, with 136 additional new souls added to the fold as of October. This increase is accounted for 264 new members and a 13% increase since we began our new mission in 2021, with a membership of just above 2,000. 3 years ago, only 2% of American Samoa's population were Adventists. With this new recorded membership, 4% of the American Samoa population are now Adventists. That is one Adventist in every 25 non-Adventists in a population of a little over 50,000 people. From 21 churches since last year, American Samoa Mission has now added a new branch Sabbath school. All these changes in numbers was the result of ongoing discipleship activities through personal and public evangelism. In the months of July up to October, each minister conducted a public evangelism as a harvest of the work done in the prior months. Major calendar events such as 10 days of prayer and the 2 weeks of prayers for the youth in the months of March and September helped in bringing in the new souls for this year. One of the calls for this year for our children's ministries was to implement vocational Bible schools in local churches. In the third quarter, most local churches were able to carry out their VBS, utilizing different opportunities they seized. Some churches integrated their VBS in their church evangelistic meetings, others had it separately during after hours and the holiday weekends. There was an increased number of children added to these VBS meetings. Most visitors were relatives of Adventist children. Throughout the year, women of American Samoa Mission were tasked to learn or harness a craft to showcase in the end of the year to culminate the year events. This was also a way to prepare women to be productive and fruitful in their witnessing, as well as preparing them for next year's discipleship theme of going to my neighbor.
The purpose of this program, this bazaar, is to showcase what things the women's been doing this whole year. Not only they were planting plants, also they're cooking really nice recipes, different recipes today to showcase the ground. Yeah, and they're exchanging recipes, and not only that, they have different things that they prepare for today to showcase the mission that they've been doing. They achieve things throughout this year.
In the month of May, Yakina Adventist Academy officially opened its new multipurpose center that was fully funded by the funds from the American Samoa government. IAA has also culminated its school year by graduating 14 seniors in June 12. The ceremony was attended by the governor and his good wife, as well as other dignitaries from both government and private sectors. It was also a history in the making, for this is the first graduation to be held at the multipurpose center ever built for Yakina Adventist Academy. Our youth ministries focus on the holistic approach in reaching and retaining youth members. There were trainings and seminars offered to both officers and general youth members. Social activities such as the For His Glory volleyball tournament attracted both Adventist and non-Adventist youths. Most of the Adventist youths who visited these activities sealed their decision to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior in the completion of the Voice of Youth in September. On October, American Samoa Adventist Media has signed a partnership agreement with the American Samoa Alliance Against Domestic Abuse and Sexual Violence organization, together with the American Samoa Legal Aid, to fight against all types of violence and abuse against the most vulnerable in the American Samoa community. And it produces a 1-hour-long television program monthly to broadcast on both Hope Channel and government public television. Featured in this program are children's, women's, youth, and health ministries, promoting the End It Now initiative by the General Conference. 5 new churches received brand new signboards from an initiative by the Communications Department of the South Pacific Division. This project was administered by the American Samoa Mission Communication Department and the administration. The signage designed for this project is now setting the standard for all local church signages. We wish to thank the South Pacific Division for funding and initiating this very important project. Our finances for this year did not hit the mark set in our budget from last year. The major contributing factor for this is the full lockdown we experienced in the months where American Samoa eventually contracted COVID-19. As indicated in the monthly tithe report, our tithes dropped the lowest in February and March. We picked up on April when things started to slowly get back to normal. A 15% decrease is noted compared to this same time last year. In conclusion, the words of Prophet Isaiah comes to mind when we assess our progress this year. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. There were numerous setbacks because of uncontrolled circumstances we faced this year, like contracting COVID-19 that led to a long shutdown that threatened our witnessing and growth, our finances, and even our lives. To this date, God's love has not shattered, for American Samoa Mission is steadily progressing, and we emerged to destined for great things in the future. The Lord's purpose for our mission field will prevail because we will go forward with God.